Hey everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. As always, I am joined by my brother, Josh.
And today we're sponsored by M&M's.
Josh is eating M&Ms. We're not sponsored by them.
We wish we were.
Is that Mars? I don't know if that's Mars. Is
That
that
is
Hershey's?
Mars.
I don't know who that is.
No, it's
It's
Mars.
Hershey's, right? They're Hershey's.
No.
The Mars Bars company, isn't it? It's a family pack, Josh. It should be really big on the back of it.
It's not, though. And don't judge me for the family pack, all right? It's just very convenient.
Hey, I see a family pack. Where's your family?
I hate them.
Oh,
It doesn't... Man, no, Mars Wrigley.
Okay. All right.
Sounds right.
Yeah, you with M&M's is John Goodman in that Family Guy, in that Family Guy cutaway. It's like being in the Goodman family during Thanksgiving, and they're all watching him just scarf down food, and the one little
Dad,
girl
we're
reaches.
hungry.
Dad, we're hungry. You get the scraps.
Yeah.
It's a good bit. I like John Goodman. He's a fellow St. Louisan. I like him. I would like to get to meet him before, he moves on to the next.
I have to say, I don't want to put any ill will towards anybody, especially him, because he seems like a very nice guy. He's getting up there in age.
It's fun walking, like, so down on the Loop here in St. Louis, we've got on both sides of the street on what is that's not Soulard, that's Delmar, on the Delmar Loop. Both sides has like the Walk of Stars, and there's like a lot of like older stars that, like, you maybe see it and you're like, that's the person from like 28 million years ago. But then you'll come to like John Hamm, John Goodman. I'm hoping Sexy Red gets one. Sexy Red getting one would be really cool. Get out of here. Sorry, I have a cat that wants to be on the desk today for the episode. I will pet you, buddy, but you gotta stop doing all that stuff. But no, it's cool to walk past those stars. I just hope to actually see the stars, not just their figurative stars. We've got a pretty fun episode today. We are going to, there's some Xbox news over the weekend about some Xbox IP going over to newer consoles, building up from that news from last year with the Hi-Fi Rushes of the world. So we thought it'd be fun to dig up some old Xbox IP and see what comes back. I'm sorry. I got a gas bubble, and it's gone. So we're going to do that for the last part of the episode. We're going to talk games. We're going to talk news. We got a lot of news today. And then an announcement at the end of the show, which I think some people are going to love. Myself especially, because I came up with it right before this episode. And now I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. And
After 3 years of being canceled.
Of who being canceled?
We're being canceled.
Why are we being canceled?
That was a joke.
I don't get it.
Anyway, yeah, some exciting news later on. I was trying to make a joke, and Nick didn't catch on. So
why am I not laughing? But you said it was a joke. Why am I not laughing? I don't understand what the joke is. Whatever. I am excited about the news. And we'll talk about our homework games. Spoiler alert, I didn't do my homework this week. I've been bad.
Surprise.
But here, if you're watching on camera, it looks like I'm stroking. I'm petting my cat. I'm petting him. He really wants pets right now.
For those who are only listening, yeah, he is not joking. He's actually physically stroking his cat.
And my chest hairs I'm wearing like a low cut shirt. My chest hairs are out. Like, it's a look right now.
You look like you're about to go to a high school track meet.
High school girls. I keep getting older. They keep staying the same age. The older I get, the creepier that movie is.
It's just a lot creepier, yeah.
That and Licorice Pizza, I'm like, Licorice Pizza being new, that one's like, oh no, honey. But that one is more about her, like, growing up and getting over people and then not actually doing it. Whereas, the other one's Dazed and Confused. It's just a weird 80s movie with 80s shit and very, very weird vibes. Let's do some podcast chores up top here. You can find Smashing Game Time anywhere you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, YouTube podcast, YouTube proper, where you can see our wonderful faces in the flesh. That's right, we got squares beyond compares. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. That's right, we don't fuck with the machines. The algorithms don't mean shit to us. I block the blockchain with my what's that card called that Joey uses a lot in Yu-Gi-Oh? Kunai with chain. Hey, and if you're a detective listener, that's a spoiler for the surprise later. They'll probably
This is
guess it from that.
well, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume this is the part where everybody just goes in and skips it because I know you're gonna keep talking about this stuff and they don't care. They want to get to the content. But I think you're good.
Stop saying content. I hate that word. I hate that word. You would think
Is that
you
your
would
moist
you would think
content?
you would think 4 years later you would have caught on. No, I hate content because the people who are saying content, and I don't mean this to you, but I mean this to like, people that are doing like the Dude Bro podcast. Like they say content and it's just like them leeching off of anything for like, oh, the folks will love this. Hold on, bro. I got to get my phone out and record this content.
You mean the unironically being so alpha that they when they bring girls on or have a girl as like some type of like side character or side opinion, like or just like, why aren't you back in the kitchen making me a sandwich?
Yeah, they do those sound bites that make them sound cool, and then yeah, or like those ones where it's like two dudes are interviewing 10 girls who are like influencers or want to be influencers, and it's them like trying to pull gotchas on the girls, and it's like, what do we do?
You
What are we doing? What is
I think
this?
you're attacking a majority of the alpha community, and I think we're gonna get shut down now.
Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Why do you think I write? What do you think I'm doing at Hard Drive, Josh? I've learned not to say I'm a satirist because last week I said I was a satirist and I wasn't funny for like the next day or so. So
Oh God, you weren't funny for a while.
shut the fuck up. I'll have you know I bounced back. I sold 2 pitches after a day of like getting over myself.
You just said you're like, man, that shit was weird.
That shit was
It's just like all of a sudden.
that shit was off, man. That shit was off. But I'm back on now, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna say I'm a satirist, though I
You
just said it.
basically just said
Though I
it,
just
so
said it, so I can't be funny again for another
that
day.
that's right, everybody. Josh is the funny one today, so be get ready for that little ride.
So it's gonna be a bad
uncomfortable.
episode, is what he's saying.
It's gonna be a very uncomfortable ride.
It's going to be a terrible episode. No, yeah, those those alpha podcasts just bug the shit out of me because, like, if Thanos snapped his fingers and half of them were gone, we lose absolutely nothing.
I honestly, it's up there with like the people who are like, oh, I stay with this person, even though they beat me. I'm gonna stay with them because that's how they show me they love me. It's up there with like those people who are like, well, I'm gonna mainly, and unfortunately, this is gonna be a little.
Where are you going with this? This is a gaming. Where are you going with this?
It's fine. We're just gonna move on because I don't want Nick being mad at me. I don't want to have to hear about it at the end of the episode. Did we get through our chores?
We got through our chart. I was gonna say something else, but maybe I should move on as well.
Let's just move on. Nick, can I talk about my games since I have like a bajillion of them?
Yeah, you have. I don't believe you played all of these games. I think
Oh
you're
no, I
lying.
did. I 100% did. It's been a week. All right, so while Nick's playing with his cat, first game on my list, I played Corridon.
Corinne. What is Coridon?
So this is the game that was under embargo that I was playing a while, like last week and the week before.
Mhm.
So basically, think think Diablo meets Turok when you could turn into a dinosaur.
You already sold me.
So basically, over the top style like Diablo, you fight these different creatures and you can actually then transform into them, and all of them have different abilities. Some will let you jump farther distances, while others will let you fly, um, just different stuff like that. And it's really cool. It was really cool. So on top of having the human combat, you can also have these creature combats where you can use the different features of the creatures you turn into to fight. And not only that, the second coolest part is it's local and host server or multiplayer. You can ride each other basically.
Oh, okay. So this is okay. So it's yeah. I was pulling up a video and it kind of had a different look than you were like saying, but now it's to that. This looks pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun. My only beef I had with it, if I had to pick something, some parts seemed really dark. Like I had to turn up the game because it just felt really dark. That first area is probably in the video you're watching. It looks like all dark and it like has a little bit of like purple in it.
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
the issue. I mean, the dinosaurs look good. Like they look pretty detailed for what the game is. And I know some people see this top-down style of game and their brain kind of shuts off. I think like the default is either like camera behind the back or like first person.
Yeah, and it's not like overwhelming. Like, like when you play Diablo, like you get swarmed by enemies. With this, it didn't feel as swarmy.
Yeah, I'm looking at this fight right now. There's about 10 enemies on there, and it
Yeah,
looks very doable.
and it has difficulties you can pick, uh, low, medium, hard. I of course did it on hard, and I'm not gonna lie, it definitely felt harder. It took some of the enemies like a couple of tries to kill. The only thing I didn't like about it, as far as that one though, is you could be fighting an enemy, get low on health, run away from them, get them completely off screen. You'll heal yourself up, and then go back into it, and whatever health they were at when you left, they would still be at that health. That was my only I'm gonna nitpick here because I kind of like a challenge, and doing that felt like less of a challenge. So I tried to force myself not to do it. But old habits die hard. You like to think like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna run away from this, maybe go somewhere else, level myself up, come back, and then see if I can kick their ass.
Oh, you knew your ass was cheating. You were like, I can run away and come back. Okay.
Also, it ran pretty well on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, just looking at this looks like it would be a good little Steam Deck game for like a quick hour session. Because it looks like, just from what I'm watching, it looks like you're going into a dungeon or a dungeon, whatever it's called in this game, and doing a quest, and then you're done.
I mean, basically, yeah, that's I mean it's definitely got like the Diablo stamp of approval for sure. I enjoyed it for what it is, and the features they have in it. They definitely do something different that adds to the table. And I also liked uh, the just I mean honestly, for an indie developer, it's really beautifully done. Honestly, like I'm not saying like it's not like a triple A, like oh my god, this is it's not Mirror's Edge. What was the second one?
Catalyst.
Catalyst. With like people go back and go, holy shit! If you pull up that game right now, no DLSS or ray tracing. It's a beautifully done game.
I mean, this looks fine. Some of these worlds and some of these maps I'm looking at do look a little gray and brown for my liking. Uh,
They do. Even if you put on the ultra graphics, it doesn't like really brighten anything up. But as far as like if you actually look at it individually and not as a whole, it's for an indie developer, it looks really good.
oh, the water looks really cool. I'm watching a fight on a beach right now, and the waves are kind of washing up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And also, I haven't played it, but just looking at it, I'm watching some combat here. Combat looks a lot more fun as a human than it does as a dinosaur.
Human combat definitely is a lot more fun. For the longest time in there, I was running a broadsword, like a long sword with a battle axe. So I just dual wield the whole time. It felt more fluent to fight with it, but as I played more and more of it and started to unlock skills and all the other equipment you can get, I started to realize doing that actually takes away from the damage. Like I was doing less damage than I would be if I was holding one weapon.
So there are some weapon and armor management
Yep.
aspects to it.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's definitely a learning curve to it, but it was honestly fun. I enjoyed it. I definitely plan on going back and finishing it. I just I have my dreams and goals I have to get through. Which my next game, Final Fantasy One, Pixel Remastered, 100%ed. We're all done there. So I spent
How long did that take you?
6 hours.
I'm kind of disgusted by you. This is sick. This is a full ass fucking Final Fantasy game.
You got to realize, like the early Final Fantasies are quick. Like if you look at like Final Fantasy Four, that's really not like that's like peak Final Fantasy. That shit
Four
goes
was
by
like
pretty quick.
20 hours, wasn't it?
Oh, not even. You could do it in like 8, 10 hours.
Just knowing that you had to suffer through this for 6 hours, I'm sorry.
Honestly, the worst of it is finishing the. I always butcher the name of it, but like the book for monsters,
Oh,
Bestiary.
you did some side like wait, were there side quests back in the day?
Well, technically, yes. Like you can go get the legendary sword Excalibur, stuff like that. But no, like I'm talking 100% the achievements.
Mm.
Like it's done. I beat the game, but I 100%ed everything.
Well, congratulations on one more 100% game, Josh.
You. But hey, it is part of my goal to play through all the main series Final Fantasies, and that's what I did with that. I played the first one. I also
No, he's got a game. He's got a game on his
I've
shelf.
got
He's pulling it
several.
up.
I've got several actually. We'll
Oh
get to that towards
shit.
the end though. Final Fantasy 2, I started that. I'm already 2 hours into it. Little more easier on the achievements, but only because I never really got into two's leveling system and I forgot how weird it can be. So I had to sit down and like watch somebody explain to me how the leveling system works. And now that I know, I'm like, oh, this makes a lot more sense now. Like, why were we like I already have a maxed out broadsword for one of my characters. I already have an almost maxed out magic for one of the other ones. Like I pretty much got this down to a science. I'm like, God, if I would have known this as a kid when I was playing it, like this game is probably gonna be easier than one.
So how much longer do you have in that one?
I'm not very far story wise. I literally just got the mithril.
Okay.
So I'm about to go find the dreadnought for the first time. The big warship.
See, I don't know any of the story stuff, so you could have just lied and be like,
So
I'm getting ready to go find the dreadnoughts, the finale of the game.
you literally for the first time see Leon, one of the characters who disappears because he was when you guys get attacked in the beginning of the game, you all get destroyed, get pulled away, saved by the rebel army, and they can't find him. But it's because they captured him. He has amnesia, and he is now one of the bad guys.
Conveniently, they always have amnesia and they always end up being a bad guy.
This was the first time we saw it for Final Fantasy. So not very far. Like if you were to like actually point it down in plot wise, like story wise, not even leveling up, an hour if that. Not very far.
Okay.
Apex Legends. Nothing much to talk about there. Jordan wants to really get back into it, so we played it the other night, just like for an hour. And that because the new season starts up here in a couple days. Definitely, they added some really cool quality of life shit to it. Like now you don't have to even leave matchmaking. If you die and everybody in your squad dies, you can rematchmake while watching other people play.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it was really cool. That was one of the cool things. They upgraded the leveling system where before you got a certain amount of points, you would increase your armor to the next level. Instead of it just being like that, it's tied to armor and you actually get upgrades for your character. So each time you do it, you can pick between two different upgrades. So really cool.
Any new heroes?
Yeah, there's a couple. I couldn't tell you their names. I've seen them once or twice though.
They stand out so well that I forgot their names.
No, I've seen them. I don't even know their names though. I'm not, like I literally just got into it for like an hour, and I'm like, okay, actually, I do need to sit down and figure this shit out and get more comfortable to be playing fast paced games because lately we've been playing slower. I say slower, but like a little more actiony slash realistic multiplayer instead of the fast paced Titanfall-ish.
Oh, you're camping.
No, not camping.
You're,
Like
you're camping.
I would say more military simulator type games,
Okay.
like trench fighting and shit. So, and then last but not least, our homework game.
Wait, what about
I
new Arcline?
Oh shit, I skipped over because I saw Final Fantasy 2. I'm like, I'm gonna go straight there. New Arcline. Uh, yeah, another game I am currently reviewing. Um, it's so essentially think was this I started writing it and I forgot how I described it. I think I said it's uh punk steampunk meets did I say no, I didn't say Diablo. Maybe I did say Diablo. Sorry, I'm getting the games mixed up right now because there's another one I'm doing too. Hold on, let me pull up my writings. I don't even remember.
This looks like fantasy meets sci-fi kind of. Cause I see a
Thank
dragon, I
you.
see an airship.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still playing it. I need to get a little more into it before I feel comfortable talking about it. I just wanted to mention that I am playing it. I just I did get sidetracked with our homework game and Final Fantasy, so I need to give it its
Because
due
I gave you
diligence.
because I gave you a really good homework game. Is that what you're saying?
God damn it, you did.
It's really
I
good.
forgot how fucking creepy it is.
Oh, yeah, that cabin is really really eerie.
Not only that, by the way, folks, we're talking about Inscryption. I know I
Inscription
didn't
is
spell it
Josh's
right.
homework game for February.
Yes. Um, very very terrifying. I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, by the way, which took some getting used to. I figured out how to finally do it all. Like before, it's something like, oh, you need to press S and W, and I'm like, there is no fucking S or W. Thankfully, I found out you can use the left thumbstick to just move around and shit, and it'll do it. I'm like, okay, that's great. But I still have to use
Ooh,
the right trackpad uh, to actually pick the pieces and all that. And it's very like fuck.
I bet this would be fun on Steam Deck. Oh,
It's actually it runs pretty well too.
how far have you made it into this game?
I made it far enough to lose all my candles.
To lose all your candles? Okay. So are you still in the cabin?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I feel like I'm gonna have to start a new game though, because even though I've never played it, it wouldn't let me start a new game. And I'm like, oh,
Well,
okay.
have you lost yet?
Oh yeah, no, I was losing the fight that I'm about, and I quit because I'm like, oh fuck this, it's gonna kill me. I'm done.
Just let it
So
let it kill you. That's part of the game.
well, I'm going to. I have to just start it up again. But I was getting pissed because even though I fucking had I had a bird, like one of the flying creatures. I had the card right there in front of another one that was flying. I didn't know this, but apparently they can still fly over you and just attack you straight,
Mm-hmm.
even if you were a flight. And I'm like, motherfucker, are you kidding me? So I
So
lost because of that.
there's some OPS cards out there once you've gone through enough.
I was pissed because I had got one of the totem ones, where uh, the wolf cards had the ability to fly,
Yep.
and I was fine there because I killed that thing. But even then, I threw a bird down. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll throw one right here too. I'll stop you. Nope, I just didn't know it could fly over, and I'm like, you fucking kidding me? And of course, mine only does 1 damage, his does 2, and he had 2 hearts, so that was
Yeah.
enough to take me out.
Yeah, you were hosed. I think there is
Yeah,
an ability you can put on cards that stop flying, but flying doesn't outright stop flying, if I remember correctly. It's been 4 years since I've played that, so
yeah. I just got really pissed at that point, and I said, fuck this, and I stopped playing it. It's just for a hot second. I was like, fuck it, I'm done. But yeah, I do need to pick it back up. It was a lot of fun. A lot better than I thought it was going
told you.
to be honest. Um, but real quick, since we're talking about the games, I don't know what games I've picked up.
This is Josh's physical library corner.
Yes,
This is the Josh closet. Josh, what's in the Josh closet this week?
I picked up Resident Evil Origins collection.
That's Zero and Remake, the remake of the
Yes.
remake,
Yep.
or the remaster of the remake.
Picked up The Division.
Ew.
$1.99.
Oh, okay. All right.
Far Cry 5.
Also, ew.
$3.99. I had a $5 gift card, or a $5 like the pro rewards I had to spend.
You're keeping this
Uh,
GameStop in business
uh,
single-handedly.
yeah. I got this on eBay. Final Fantasy Dissidia NT.
I've never even fucking heard of that.
Basically, it's just like their like battler.
How much was it?
$10.
Okay, I thought that was gonna be like you have to really stick your neck out to find this, but
Final Fantasy Type Zero.
how much was that?
Originally released on the PSP.
You ripped
eBay.
off the sticker
No,
on that, so you were ashamed of
I
the
got
price.
no, I got this on eBay.
How much?
I think this was 11 or $12.
Okay.
And then lastly, I think I showed this last time, but Strangers of Paradise.
You did show that one.
Okay, I
You're
wasn't
on a
sure. I was like, I
kick.
think I did.
You're on a Final
Yeah,
Fantasy kick.
well, I'm like, of all the consoles together right now on uh, PlayStation, because literally it has every single one physical except for 7, the original, and 9. Those are only digital releases. Otherwise, every Final Fantasy, well, then of course 11. I'm not going to count 11 though, but pretty much every single Final Fantasy is on this console. I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to collect them, this is the way to do it right now.
I'm surprised that they haven't done that for 7, or the Square has like gone in and had like, there's a machine in Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and if you click it, it lets you play. You can sit there and play original 7.
I'm guessing they're gonna leave like a remake for 7, or not remake, a remaster for the original 7. I believe they'll save that for like a rainy day,
Yeah,
and probably more for the PS6 at that point.
just a
But I guess
remaster
it's
of
gonna
it.
depend. Yeah, and then 9. I don't. They're never gonna physically release it. I don't know why 8 got a physical release for the remaster. I'm okay with it, but I'm like, of all of them, I figure 9 would you would want 9 to have it.
There's enough weirdos out there like me that are like, 8 is the one. 8 is the one that you want.
8 is the only other one where I'm like, the fucking leveling system is just it's good, but it's ridiculous.
But the card game is so
Eh,
good.
There's
So
there's more to a game
good.
than just the cards.
The card game is so good. You know how Final Fantasy 7, you know how the trilogy's gonna end?
Cards.
They're gonna beat Sephiroth. The cores are gonna blow up, and Cloud is gonna wake up in the original Final Fantasy 7, and his hands are gonna be clubs. It's gonna start as the
He's
original
gonna start
Final
tripping
Fantasy
out.
7,
Oh,
and then
oh, oh.
it ends right as they blow up the core reactor or whatever it is.
The Mako reactor,
The
the first
Mako
one.
reactor, yeah. And Cloud decides to stay behind because he realizes if he stays back this time, then it's all gonna
Well,
be different.
well, that begs the question: what's happening first, remake or the original?
I
We're
think
seeing it as the original happened first and then the remake, but really, could it be the other way around?
it could be that they're seeing what it has to be,
Well,
and
that's the whole thing about the remake was the specters are like keepers of time, and they're trying to preserve it the way that fate has decided,
mhm.
which is why they keep interfering with certain things.
So remake is a prequel. Confirmed here on Smashing Game Time. I just want to keep making crazy predictions like that, so eventually when one does land, folks will say we did it first. Just saying. Any other games on here, Josh, for you?
No, but I did pick up a slim PS3 that I'm going to
We can't
do
see
some
that. We can't see that on camera. There you go.
modifications on, and
You can play porn on it.
no, I'm definitely going to put a bunch of games on there. I got a 500 gigabyte SSD on the other corner, and I've got my ways to add a bunch of games, and I'm going to just mod the shit out of this thing.
You can play porn on it.
Easiest $50 altogether I've ever spent.
All right. Well, if you're done with that, I will go. If you're done telling us about your Porn Station 3, I didn't do my homework this week. My homework game is, and I have to check the name, that's how committed I am. 60 seconds reatomized. I just didn't have time. Been writing a lot. Between hard drive and some scripts I got to pump out. But I promise, I will play 60 seconds next week. I am going to do my homework. My dog is
I'll
not going
believe
to
it
eat it.
when I see it.
I've got a new puppy that does, but you know what? I may have a new puppy, but doesn't mean it's going to eat my homework. I'm not going to let it happen. Not on this
If you
show.
let that dog eat your homework, you deserve to fail.
I come down. She was down here. So new puppy was down here for the movie podcast I'm on. And she was laying by my feet, and I looked down at one point, and she's chewing on cords. I was like, hey, you motherfucker.
You know how you fix that, right?
Lemon juice.
Oh, I heard Tabasco. I used Tabasco on Ollie, and she's like, "Oh, fuck this! I ain't doing that again."
She's like, no, I'm good, dog. I'm good. But I will get to that game. The only game I really played this week was I finally finished Humanity. I've been playing that with my son. I went back and looked at my game of the year 2023 list on the website. I owe Humanity an apology. It wasn't even on this list, and if I had played it all the way through, it would have been on my list. It probably would have been like 10, 8, or 9. I don't know what I would have replaced, because looking back, looking back at that list, I've been up writing all night. Maybe Moonleap. I would have kept Homebody. I would have kept Ugly. Slay the Princess was gonna stay. Baldur's Gate 3. Dave the Diver. Backfire.
Gator game.
Huh?
Little Gator game.
Little Gator Game and Thirsty Suitors. I can't believe Thirsty Suitors beat that Little Gator Game, actually. I really liked, Thirsty Suitors was like a late contender, and I ended up really liking it.
And you would never shut up about Little Gator Game for the longest
Dude,
time.
Little Gator Game was like the best. It's
I
just
really thought that was going to be one of the games you're going to make me do, and I was like, "Oh, you're going to make me do Inscryption? Okay."
well, see, here's the thing. Little Gator Game you can beat in like 40 minutes. Inscription takes about 12, 13 hours.
You sick fuck. You knew my obsession to 100% shit. You're like, "Oh, I'm not going to give Josh the easy way out. I'm going to make him fucking work for it.
Yeah,
12 hours."
seriously, you can 100% Little Gator Game in like an hour, 2 hours.
And yet
It's
here we
challenging
are.
still. It's challenging. It's a lot of like fetch quest and like beating up enemies, fake enemies. But I wasn't gonna give you the satisfaction. No sir.
No,
No
you could
sirree
not
Bob.
start that.
No sir. But yeah, her humanity beat it all the way through. The game takes some turns. Like I didn't know there were going to be weapons in the game. I didn't know that your little humans were going to follow you at a point, and you weren't doing like the arrows to point them in a direction anymore. It just really became a different game towards the back half. And I really like it. And there's some interesting stuff in there about humanity and the gifts humanity has been granted, like wisdom and the things that humanity uses those gifts for in war, and the terrible things we do to each other. And it's just a fun little arty farty game that I really enjoyed, and I really enjoyed playing that, and then hopping into like a game of Tetris Effect. And I believe there's some cross pollination there, developer wise, between those two games, and they're both just really beautiful, fun puzzle games. Tetris Effect almost makes me cry every time I boot it up because it's just so fucking beautiful. It's Tetris, but there's music and it's don't even get me into that one night I got super drunk and cried while playing Tetris Effect. It was beautiful. It was
I
beautiful.
think that was like one of the first nights you had a Steam Deck too. Or no, you borrowed my Steam Deck at that point, right?
Was I borrowing your Steam Deck, or I had just gotten the Steam Deck from
I
you?
think I let you borrow because it was your trip to Texas.
Yeah, I went to Austin for the film
Yeah.
festival. I got super drunk one night, and I went back to the hotel room, and let's just say things got a little wild with some Tetris Effect.
And that's why I can't use that Steam Deck anymore. I had to buy a whole new one.
Oh man, I was I was sniffing those fumes out of that Steam Deck.
Pretty sure there's a little brown on the right joystick.
I don't know where that's from. That wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I respect my stuff.
Hey, love is respect, Josh. You fucking calm
And
that
that's
shit.
why I was like, you know what, Nick, just for you, I'm gonna go ahead and spend my money and buy you a Steam Deck.
And you're still bringing it up a year and a half later.
Yeah, because you don't play it enough, you sick bastard.
I got kids.
Exactly. That's the whole reason I got it for you, so you could play more.
Man, I'm playing it. Do you know what? I pull that thing out. You know what happens immediately? I got two little faces sitting there wanting to be. Can I look at what you're playing? And half the time the answer is probably no, because it's Sex with Hitler is what I'm playing. No, I'm not
Sex
playing.
with Hitler 3D. That's a family-friendly game.
This is the part where you're like, actually, it's not Steam Deck compatible. I checked.
Honestly, I'm curious.
Oh god, he's pulling it up.
This is my rule 34 for the day.
He's pulling. I don't want to know. You do that. Well,
I'm gonna tell you as soon as I find out.
Do tell us. I do need to play that more. There was a game.
There's a Sex with Hitler too.
Motherfucker, what do you think? The 3D like there was 3D usually when
there's a Sex with Hitler 2069.
Of course there is.
Yeah. I didn't think that was a play. I didn't realize there was Sex on Hitler too. It is playable.
Given the current state of the country, I'm surprised that's not the top selling game on Steam right now.
Very positive, 179 reviews. It says playable.
Speaking of,
let's see.
Speaking of popular games on Steam, did you download Honey Pop when it was free?
I don't think so.
Honey Pop is apparently a sex dating game. I just saw it was free. I didn't know what it was. I didn't install it, but I downloaded it. Looks like my co-host from Stand and Watch also downloaded it. I might have to bring that up. I might have to bring that up to him.
Dude, I just honestly want to get Sex with Hitler 3D so I can pound Hitler.
You just want to pound Hitler right in the fucking ass.
It's the most intriguing story. You play as sexy girl Kate, as she interrogates a captured Adolf Hitler, trying to find out all his secrets.
So you're honeypotting Hitler. You're honeypot. Well, it's not honeypotting because he's captured.
Hold on, I gotta see what the Sex with Hitler 2069 looks like.
Let me know when they add an Elon Musk DLC where you can fuck that moron. Oh, Josh, did we lose you? Are you like enthralled?
I'm enthralled by Sex with Hitler 2069.
In this
What?
throbbing sequel. Did they do something like did they change it up the formula and ruin it?
Yes,
Is it mostly
no.
negative?
No, it's mostly positive. So you have the typical fuck Hitler, all that, but it is also a top-down shooter Führer.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Sex
Like,
with Hitler
literally,
2069.
Sex with Hitler 2069.
This time, it's consensual.
Like, literally, the video they show is Hitler behind you, hitting you up, and then all of a sudden it goes into the scene of the top-down shooter. I was like, no way.
Are you the sperm in his asshole? What it would
No, are you actually playing as Hitler?
I love that you have to get up on the screen to see if it's Hitler.
I'm telling you now, he's hung first off.
Oh God. I don't know if that's historically accurate, Josh.
It looks like you're playing as Hitler in the top-down shooter.
Wow. But why?
And know what else I also just realized?
That you're on a list. That you're on a list now for looking up all these Sex with Hitler games.
So, their studio name, Adolf Games.
God damn it!
And they also made a Hitler BDSM bunker.
I think I was aware of BD. I think I showed you BDSM.
I think you
bunker.
did show me this. Now that I've seen the trailer for it, and I'm like,
I'm pretty sure I showed you that because. Yep.
Oh yeah, it's because it is the zombies. Yes.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about this. Yep. Why are we playing this?
Why is this not our book club game for next month?
Dude, seriously, why are we not?
All right.
We gotta move on. I'm sorry. Sex with Hitler, guys. Play it.
Humanity, and then I'm rewatching Invincible to get ready for season 3 that premieres. So this episode comes out Wednesday the 5th. The 3rd season premieres on the 6th. I just rewatched the pilot and it holds up. It holds up, you guys. I don't know if you can tell behind me, kind of an Invincible fan. I've got a handful of the series.
How old is the
pilot?
Pilot, yeah.
It came out in 2021, so about 4 years old now.
Okay, not bad. I just remember there being like a huge gap between that and season 2.
Yeah, so I think season 1 came out 2021, right after COVID, or like still right in the middle of COVID, and then season 2, the gap was because of COVID, because they weren't able to like get in and do the work right away, and then any gap between this season right now and season 2, which was a way smaller than the first one, was because of the strikes from last year. Right,
but like I said, it did not seem like it was a very big gap compared to the first and second season.
No, and they have 8 episodes for this season, if I'm remembering correctly. I think they're already approved. I think they're already guaranteed season 4.
I think they even said something about season 5.
Kirkman says that they can do the full comic arc in 8 seasons. I hope they get it because it's a really good arc, and I think if fucking Amazon lets them go the distance, that it can be a fucking series that goes. And I mean, the comics are obviously doing well off the back of the show because they've announced a spinoff with Battle Beast. Other comics are using the popularity of Invincible to grow. Radiant Black, for example. They famously got a blurb about, they came out right around time Invincible's run ended. And Kirkman gave them a blurb on their first trade paperback, and it was like, hey, the perfect comic for anyone missing Invincible. And it's just kind of gone from there. But yeah, no, that pilot's really good. I forgot about all the father-son stuff. There's a lot of the son wanting to do what the dad does, but not knowing if he's good enough, and he, markets his powers, and then it kind of throws a rift in the relationship because it makes Omni-Man Mark's dad, kind of be like, oh shit, I have a mission that I was supposed to do. I guess now that my son has powers, I have to do it. And the pilot ends with him killing the Guardians of the Globe, which is amazing because when like I've read the comics, I'm rereading the series right now as well. They don't kill the Guardians of the Globe until issue 7. So they knew right
That's
away.
a really big jump. Yeah.
They knew right away. They're like, okay, the whole first arc of the comic, we have to basically do it in the pilot, and it's a 50-minute pilot, so they have a lot of room to knock out stuff. They don't really introduce a lot of the main cast. It's really just Mark and why am I forgetting Omni-Man's actual name? I don't remember. Damn, why am I forgetting? Well. Um, but no, it's a good show. I'm hoping to watch a little bit more before the 3 episodes that come out on Thursday. Josh, have you watched the first 2 seasons?
Watched the first season. I didn't watch any of the second, but I've pretty much read everything up until the not time skip, but the part where Mark goes back in time.
The reboot.
Yes, the reboot. Thank you.
People are really up in our like the few things I've read. People either love the reboot or you're like, eh. No, you either hate the reboot or you're like, it's okay.
It's not bad per se. Like I get it, but
I think people with the reboot, the people that I've seen that are mad are more mad that like, oh, Mark loses 5 years to the reboot. It's only a 3-issue thing, but he loses 5 years to it. He comes back, his daughter's 5 years old. His Eve has moved on to a new partner. But to be fair, fucker was gone for 5 years. Everyone thought he was dead. Goes on a random mission, gets sucked back into like an alternate dimension / time thingy. But I'm
which
excited. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, that happens a lot throughout the whole fucking comic. Honestly, is we thought you were gone, we thought you were dead.
Well, I think it's because Invisible at its heart is like a satire of like what was going on in superhero comics around the time, 2003 to 2018, and I guess the reboot was kind of like a way for them to comment on like a series being rebooted in the middle of a run and them trying to reinvent the character or reinvent an arc for a character, and then them just like pulling the rug and be like, no, like you don't actually get to reboot your well, and it's Mark. Spoilers if you haven't read the comics. It's Mark deciding because light spoilers for some important stuff in Invincible. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of this in the season, but like issue 100, millions of people die because Mark let out Dinosaurus, and Dinosaurus is like very calculating, like if I kill this many people, it'll slow down global warming. So he floods like a good chunk of the earth, killing a lot of people. And reboot is Mark deciding, like, oh, like at the beginning of reboot, he's like, oh, I can save all these lives. But then, like throughout the reboot, he's like, oh, but if I do that, I might not have my daughter. And it's him deciding that he cherishes that relationship over saving all these lives. And it's him realizing that you may be a hero, but you are still flawed. You are still gonna have your biases. You are still imperfect. And I think in that moment he grows closer to his dad, who is also just a very, very imperfect person in that series. It's a good fucking series. Go read it and then go watch the show so they can keep going. Everybody. Anything else on the game side, Josh?
We had a lot this week, or
We,
at least I did.
I promise to have more next week. I should be almost caught up on all my writing that I should have done in December, if I'm being honest, but I needed a break from everything.
Oh well, it's fine. It's the season of, or it's the month of history and love.
History and love while the world burns around us.
Yes.
But no, I will do my homework next week. Again, I'm not gonna let the dog eat it. What do you say we get some news?
Let's do it.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
I'll start on the top. People are trying to fool scalping bots by selling photos of the RTX 5090. This is the Gamer article written by Josh Colson. Yeah, so obviously the 50 series or the 5000 series has released, and we all knew there's going to be scalpers. More particularly this time for the 5090 and the 5080, just because the 5090, of course, is a beefy motherfucker. I don't know if you've seen it, Nick, the videos of it or the pictures of it, like how actually big it is.
I have not. I kind of want to see how honking this guy is.
It's like it's a whole another fucking thing. Like honestly, it'll put every graphics card you've had to shame.
5090
How big
RTX. Let me
it is.
see.
Yes.
Images. Safe search is off.
Do 5090 comparison maybe?
5090
Yeah, 5090 comparison.
comparison.
Oh, there you go. That middle Reddit picture. I think that's the nope. One more over.
This one.
Yeah, I think that's the 4090 next to the 5090. Yeah.
5090 being the top one up here.
Yeah, no, the 5090 being the bottom one. The 5090 is bulky.
But the bottom one is labeled 4090.
Oh, is it? I can't see a half of it, so I can't tell. Oh, it's the length. I'm talking about the thickness. And it's girthy.
Oh, is she a girthy girl?
She's a girthy girl.
Oh, yeah, maybe if this is the one, I can kind of see it. Maybe.
Either way, and then the 4080 or the 5080 is in comparison to the. It can do the same levels of shit that the 4090 can do, which it takes some tweaking and some overclocking, but people have shown like, hey, yeah, I'm getting the same results on my 5080 now overclocked that I was getting with my 4090, not out of the box.
So can we trick some of these scalpers? Like, is it easy to trick some scalpers here?
So they're not tricking you as in like, hey, buy our shit and we're gonna send you fake shit. Well, actually, yes, it is.
My understanding is the scalper sends you money and you say, haha, fuck you, scalper.
Well, you send them the picture and you put like the whole thing is in the description or the summary or the posting of the eBay, you're putting the RTX 5090, but then at the end of it, you're putting um, read full description. And it's tricking it. They're going, oh, so actually we're selling you the picture or selling you the box or whatever. And the bot's going, oh, you're selling a 5090 for $2,000 MSRP? Yeah, we're going to buy it from you right now. It has no idea to compare, like, oh, because we're putting it up as a picture, we can't comprehend what you're saying and doing. So we're just going to go and buy it because it's the cheapest option. But you're saying you're selling the full thing.
So it's kind of like the back in the day when people used to list PS2s on eBay for like $1, and they weren't really selling the PS2 for $1. They were saying they were selling you information on how to get PS2 for $1, but really you weren't getting shit.
Yeah. And it's ironically funny because not only has it worked so far for this, it's actually forced eBay. Like you know how they'll give you like a algorithm of some sort, say, hey, well, based on what we've sold, this is what it's going for.
eBay's had to sit down and like actually look at listings now
And they're actually
instead of
shutting the
feeding
listings down.
Instead of feeding it to their AI, like, hey AI, and the AI is like, looks fine to me. It looks good.
eBay is pissed. They've actually apparently come out with like a comment saying like, we do not condone this, but we also don't like they didn't really say anything about the scalpers. Like we don't condone anything that's going on around the whole RTX 5000 series in general. We are working as diligently as possible to remedy the situation. It's like really now this is where you're gonna remedy it and like do something, but it's only gonna be to negatively affect everybody again, so scalpers can come in and buy this shit.
Won't anybody think of those poor scalpers, man?
Yeah.
Come on, man. They're putting their money out there,
Scalpers.
man. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
it's literally funny. Like when I saw this, I'm like, no way. And I actually looked it up. I started laughing because almost every single post of the 5090s basically that full description and then read the full description, and it literally says this is just a picture or this is just the box. And some people have been even more clever, like if they're actually trying to like the scalpers who are trying to actually sell it, 5090 in hand right now. We'll ship it immediately.
They're not lying.
No, they're not. But it's just so funny because I'm like, the fact that you fucking assholes are getting what you deserve. Like, I'm sorry, there is no room for you in the world.
It does seem the scalpers have had it pretty hard lately. There was this, the PS5 Pros, they didn't move like they were supposed to, man. Like, man.
No, this is This is up there with the people who were like hoarding all the toilet paper and Germex.
I've still got some of that toilet paper.
I don't. 'Cause I wasn't a scout. Or I wasn't like, oh, I
I
need
wasn't-
toilet paper.
I wasn't. My asshole. My asshole. I'm gonna run out of stuff. My asshole. My asshole.
I didn't mean to buy all this Germex.
Please let me return the Jormax, Mr. Walmart man.
No.
Fucking hoarding, scalping bitch. What you got next?
Going forward, Platinum Games loses even more game directors. This is a Game Rant article written by J. Brody Shiri. Yeah.
Platinum.
So the same group who is developing Ninja Gaiden 4. It's so we actually last week had that trailer, which the trailer was fantastic. I'm a little worried. Sorry, I got hair in my mouth. I don't know how that happened.
The dog. So the person. So you're saying the Ninja Gaiden 4 trailer wasn't impressive to you?
No, I'm saying it was. Like
Oh.
I was very like it was pleasing. Like, oh man, this is great. It looks really good. There, 3 was obviously like a very much like a. I didn't enjoy it personally, but that's just because it didn't feel like Ninja Gaiden. It felt like, oh, you guys had it so like it's like from software who are like, yeah, our games are hard and we're not going to give you a difficulty choice. Like Platinum Games come back and like, we're sorry, Ninja Gaiden 2 and 1 are so hard. We'll give you an easy mode.
We got you, gamer.
I feel like it just looks like they're not going to do that. I'm happy to see that, but obviously time to tell. It's just alarming to know that, hey, you just came off having like a great PR session with that. And now you're coming back with you're losing game directors? Like,
Yeah, so just reading the cliff notes here, looks like Hideki Kamiya, who was co-founder and Bayonetta creator, left after almost 20 years. And then director of Bayonetta Origins, Syriza, and Lost Demon and Astral Chain, and Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance, Jesus, also is left. So, it never bodes well. I imagine those guys are either, retiring or going on to do their own thing. But for the longest time, Platinum's thing was like, okay, we're going to make our big game. And then we make like 2 or 3 IP licensed games that people hate, but they pay the bills, so they keep us open. And I haven't really seen any IP games out of them.
no, like, but honestly, that wasn't Rising. Did they do the Rising, like not the remaster, but the like updated version of it that eventually got into Steam and all that?
Here, I'm going down to their games developed. Some Mad World was like their first one, which crazy to think that was their first one. That was a crazy fucking game. That was black. That was like the black and white bloody game on the. It was a Wii game. It was a fucking Wii game. Bayonetta, Vanquish, Anarchy Reigns, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance in 2013. Wonderful 101 on Wii U. 2014 was Bayonetta and Legend of Korra. See, here's where the licensed games start to come in.
Yep.
2015 Transformers Devastation, 8-bit Bayonetta. 2016 Star Fox Zero, Star Fox Guard, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan. And then 2017 you get Nier Automata. 2019 Astral Chain. 2020 The Wonderful 101 Remastered. 2021 World of Demons. 2022 Soul Cresta, Babylon's Fall, Bayonetta 3. 2023 Bayonetta Origins. 2025. So yeah, they haven't had a release. They didn't have a release in 2024. Probably, I don't. They might not have been affected by the SAG strike. What do they got here? So it looks like they did work on Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, co-developed from 2016 until 2019 when development moved. Okay, so that was something that they worked on a long time ago before Cygames got it. And in that run, the only other games they had were Scalebound, which was canceled in 2017, which I still think would have been bananas.
Oh, that would have been a fucking great game.
That looked fucking great. And then Lost Order, which was canceled in the same year. So 2017 was like a rough year for them. But then they had Nier Automata that year.
Yep.
Like, oh, Scalebound who? so yeah, I don't know.
But still, could you imagine if Scalebound released? Like, honestly, that would have been because it was it scheduled to come out in 2017 or did they schedule that to come out in like 2018?
2018. I'm trying to remember what else was around that time. Because Xbox One, it was dry out here, man. It was dry out here.
Either way, that could you imagine if it released and had a successful release, like that would have been fucking like 2 successful games back to back like that. They would have been top dog.
Right. And I mean, even after Nier, I'm looking at their games. I don't see. I mean, maybe Babylon's Fall is the one where I'm like, meh, no. But that
I mean,
was
I don't.
that
I
feels
kind
like
of
more.
remember it, but I don't.
That feels like more of a marketing thing. That feels like a failure to market from Square. It
And
just.
even then, like the Astral Chain, if I remember correctly, was actually pretty good.
I mean, I'm looking at this list and it just seems like they're fine. They're good.
Oh yeah,
Even,
they're not hurting in any way, shape, or form.
like they've lost people, but I mean, Ninja Gaiden 4 was just announced. But I mean, I look at this list and I look at games that were considered failures, and I see more than anything, I see a publisher problem. I don't see a developer problem, and I could be wrong. I'm an asshole on the outside. Who knows? But yeah, I
I
get
know,
why
it's just
people.
it's alarming coming from anybody. Like if you would have sat here and told me Square just lost like half of its group, I'd be like, oh fuck, like
I mean, name me a company that hasn't lost like like a big developer or a big lead.
everybody
Like
has.
even
Yeah, everybody
fucking
has.
who lost one recently? I think it was not Ubisoft. Ubisoft's losing everybody.
BioWare.
Insomniac
Oh yeah,
lost someone
Insomniac. Yeah.
who had done a lot of work on I think Spider-Man and also some Ratchet and Clanks. So I mean, everyone's losing people. It's nothing new. Speaking of losing people, what's next?
Dragon Age: The Veilguard dev BioWare reportedly down to fewer than 100 employees following layoffs and staff exits. This is an IGN article written by Wesley Yin-Poole. Yeah, so it's come to light that BioWare basically told everybody who was working on Dragon Age, "Yeah, get the fuck out. You didn't make the numbers we wanted, even though it's technically commercially successful, right? Like, it didn't make the numbers, but as far as like fan base wise, like they did pretty good."
So wait, they they moved. Oh, I'm reading the like I was aware of some of this, but where did I just see it? I reported that John Epier, Veilguard's creative director, was sent to work on Full Circle's upcoming skateboarding game, Skate. What?
Yeah, they're doing some like, and then like basically, if you were still there and you weren't moved to another project, basically everybody else was like told like, yeah, no, you're going to be working on Mass Effect 5 only, and that's it. Like that is the big thing. And I'm like, well, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, what is wrong? What is going on over there? Who would hurt you?
Well, so and this is kind of the thing. Like when you're an indie developer, when you're on your own and you're working with publishers, you have your team, whatever size it is, and let's say you have like 200 people. Like not everyone is probably not everyone is working on your one title. You probably
Right.
have a good majority of your crew working on whatever the big game is, and then you have a skeleton crew working on whatever is going to be next. And it just seems like now and now BioWare owned by EA for multiple years now. It's probably been 10, 12
At
years at this
least.
point. It's
Yeah.
well, maybe it was 2010. It's been 15 years. It's been 15 years. Holy
Oh,
shit.
fuck.
But yeah, now that you're under EA, like they have that power to be like, okay, Dragon Age isn't it. You can either fucking leave or you can go work on Skate. You over there not doing shit, you're gonna go work on this fucking Iron Man thing over at this other company. Everyone that's still here, it's fucking Mass Effect or get the fuck out. And I don't know
It,
what anyone's expecting from Mass Effect 5. Anyone who was there for the original trilogy, probably not there now. It's a whole new
they
team under a lot more scrutiny with a publisher that, kind of leaves you out to dry and gives you like these ridiculous benchmarks to meet. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if BioWare is going to be around much longer.
and yeah, it's sad because I mean, if you think about it, I mean, other than the ending for the Mass Effect trilogy, all in all, BioWare was like top dog, right? Like,
I still think about Jade Empire frequently.
right. And then all of a sudden we get Andromeda, and where everybody's just going like, okay, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, what are we doing here, guys? Why is
And
this?
then
Well, and the problem with Andromeda, I don't think it was a story thing. I've never heard anything bad about its story.
no, it was just
It was
the
rushed.
yeah.
It was rushed. It was buggy. You had the bug-eyed characters running
So
about.
yeah, and like it's all stuff where it's like you could have easily like how could you not have had this happen? Like, didn't you have playtesters? Like that shit you should have caught early on.
Well, now you're 3 for 3 on the last. You're 3 for 3 on the last 3 releases, kind of being catastrophic. So you had Mass Effect, Andromeda. You had Anthem. Don't wait. Is that Anthem? Hold it up. You have to hold it up.
Anthem unopened.
Anthem unopened. That's what if that were its name? Anthem unopened.
The world would be thankful. Honestly, I don't think Anthem was really that bad either. I think marketing wise, they had a great idea with it as far as like, hey, you get to play, you get to basically beat Iron Man, but in a whole new world. Like, fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. Repetitive gameplay. You only had to switch it up a little bit and just basically not do what Destiny did.
What year?
You
What
had
year
a
was that?
whole
Was that
fucking thing?
was that 2015?
Uh,
2015, 2016?
looking at the copyright, 2019.
That doesn't sound right. There's no way that was 2019.
We've got the internet. Why aren't we using it?
Anthem. Not Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Anthem release.
Oh, come on, mode.
Yeah, 2019. God damn.
I know it feels later than I agree.
Holy
I'm like,
shit.
2019 doesn't seem right, but it says copyright 2019.
See, now if they released in 2017, I would have been like, hey, they thought they had like hit the market at the right time, and you know they were pretty close. But 2019, you're coming out 5 years after the first Destiny. The heads have already cooled on the games as service. Fucking is Destiny 2 out at this point too, or getting ready to come out?
I think it's coming out, or it's already out at this point.
Is it out? When was that? Was that 2017? It feels like it was 20. It feels like Destiny 2 came rather quickly than anyone expected.
September 6, 2017.
Yeah. So you're 2 Destinies behind already. What the fuck are you doing, EA?
That's even crazy to think that game's almost 8 years old. God damn.
Yeah. So I mean, you're behind on that, and then Veilguard was just sloppy to begin with. Like, yeah, you heard rumblings of like a tough development cycle. The name changed like 20 fucking times, and then you start to get into the current climate of fucking chuds on the internet calling wolf anytime they see anyone that doesn't look like them in a video game. It was an uphill battle coming for Veilguard, and yeah. So I feel bad.
Yeah,
for
but they had tough competition with Dragon's Dogma 2, Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, and so you know what? They're working on this game, and then Baldur's Gate 3 comes out and like kind of just captures the moment, and everyone's like, this is what a CRPG can be like. This is what we had in BioWare at one point. And the folks over there working on Veilguard are like, fuck, god damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, because they knew at their next fucking meeting with all the stock holders, they're gonna be like, fuck, they're gonna bring this up. They're gonna want to fucking change the formula.
The shareholders are like, can we have sex with the bear in Veilguard? And they're like, no, you fucking can't. Okay?
But can we?
But can we? Can we mod that in? We don't want the gamers to mod it in. Can you mod it in? Can you do that? But yeah, heart goes out to anyone at BioWare affected by that. Sorry if you had to go from working on Veilguard to fucking Skate. I can't imagine doing. But that's also like it's a good fucking story. Like, hey, what are you working on now? Well, I was working on this high fantasy stuff, and now I'm working on a skate sim.
Oh,
okay. All right.
That's almost like jumping the shark at that point. Do you work for a game developer? I feel like you don't, because that's like fantasy RPG emo Saturday. Like, what the fuck's going on there?
Well, and I get why people, when it comes to acquisitions, sometimes you get acquired or you die. So sometimes like that's what you have to do. But anyone who's like, if like EA comes knocking and they're like, we'll give you money and then you're with us, I would look long and hard in the mirror and consider that. Like, do I want this company to own me? Do I want because they don't even do their sport game. Like, they don't even know how to do their sport games anymore. But you know what? I say that, and the football game, the college football game, did bonkers for them. But they're
Something
dead.
that's just because there was like, oh, it's not Madden. Fuck yeah, let's play it.
We want college football back. It's been 10 years. It's been 12
Yeah.
years, whatever it was. But just the other sport games, they're just kind of, just
It's Call of Duty, same shit, just different year.
Well, I don't want to say copy paste. They're kind of asleep at the wheel. They're like, just I don't know, add the cone vision back from 2006 that we took out like 10 years ago.
They're only paying attention when they see it. They think they see a cop car. Oh fuck! I gotta sober up here.
The only thing Madden does now is trick dummies into believing that their favorite player has been ruined by the Madden curse.
Oh, that and like, there's no way my quarterback is only an 89. He should be a 99. He should be a legend.
Oh, I see. I only see those posts on Facebook now, but it drives
I
me
know.
crazy because I'll hop on to be like, oh, what are my close friends and family doing? And it'll be like some random group I'm not in that Facebook is suggesting, and it'll be like some chud that's like, why is Travis Kelce only an 86? Oh, it's like I don't care,
Because
dude.
statistically, he's not that good. Like,
He's
I'm sorry,
old.
there's an algorithm in there.
He's old. He was in the league with Alex Smith. He's old now. Enough about football though. We hit our football quota for the Super Bowl week.
There we go.
What you got next?
Proposed U.S. tariffs make your next gaming handheld up to 35% more expensive. This is a Games Radar article written by Phil Hayton.
I'm gonna guess this is based on the tariffs for China.
Yes,
because I don't know who else.
because of the
I don't
chips.
see Mexico or Canada making the chips.
Yeah, it's the chips. And even then, honestly, with the way Trump's negotiating,
For those not watching, he air quoted.
I don't really think there's going to be much of an issue there, because I don't think it's going to happen. I think I think it will happen, except I don't think it's going to be because we put more of a tariff on him. I think it's because China's basically going to tell him, "Oh yeah, no, we're not going to do that." Oh, okay, yeah, we'll just take us back, baby, please. I'll do anything.
I don't know. I think if any of them go through, it will be China. He does seem. Fuck Trump. I'm not saying like he's really wheeling and dealing. No, like
No,
it
he's
sounds
not.
Canada and Mexico's deals were like pushed back. But I mean,
No.
first presidency, he was tougher on China. So I can imagine the China one going through before the other ones. But who knows? I'm not a politician.
Honestly don't, because he, as of right now, is basically backed out of the Mexico and Canada ones, and they talked him into doing what was basically already happening, if not already discussed with Biden previously. So it's like, for somebody who's all like, "Fuck him, we're gonna fuck him hard," he's bending over, spreading his cheeks, going, "You wanna?"
Yeah. Is that Sex with Hitler game gonna have Sex with Trump DLC?
I hope it has both Biden and Trump, because I would love to fucking both in the ass with the pineapple.
Oh, look at you! You're centralist. Look at you. Look. Josh is like, I fuck all my politicians in the ass.
I do, honestly. If I had to pick my go-to one, though, like, AOC is the way to go.
Oh Jesus, we're moving on. Stop it, you creeper.
I'm sorry, she's a very attractive woman, and she's a woman of power, like, in power. Like, goddamn, there's nothing more sexier than a woman who has power.
Josh has a power kink, and we're moving on. I pulled the last news story. Forza Horizon 5 is coming to the PS5. You heard it here first, folks. There's no reason to buy an Xbox anymore. It's all over. It's all over. Xbox is out. They're out. They're out for the count.
See, I think otherwise.
I'm just goofing everybody. No, this is a Game Pass move 100%.
Not only to the Game Pass, but like, think like, so if obviously this is going to go through. Once it goes through, we are still going to see an Xbox console. I think it's going to be more geared towards trying to just increase their numbers, as far as like, they're going to probably make it more like a PC centric console than a console. And I think the move is, if they have Game Pass everywhere, Sony's going to have a hard time justifying their exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to want to do the same. They're going to have to do, not one, they're going to have to do the same thing.
Right. They're going to get in with their shareholders, and their shareholders are going to be like, why aren't we pushing our stuff to other places too?
Mm-hmm.
And they've been more reluctant. Stuff has started to come out on Steam. But yeah, Xbox has had the smaller install base for the last 2 platforms. And so the move is to like fucking become a little leech and leech onto the other bigger console and be like,
But it's smart though. Like the fact that like the rumors for the longest time was they're gonna go get on Nintendo, like that was huge because it was right before Steam Deck, and I'm like, oh man, that would be like, think about it. If you had the Game Pass on your Nintendo Switch, you can play all your Xbox games on the go.
Well, I think they're gonna have to start doing different levels of Game Pass because if you try to play one of these Forza games on a Switch 2, it's gonna melt it. It's gonna
Well, yeah,
melt.
or either that, or they're gonna have like, if they don't have different levels, it's going to have to be like, okay, well, based on what you're playing, this is the presets for it, or like they'll have to like dummy it down almost, like because no one's gonna like. No offense to a console owner, but I don't think giving them the option of like, oh, well, you want ultra graphics? Do you want medium graphics? I think that's like foreign for a console gamer. Like console gamer, you either want performance or you want beauty. That's why they've always made those two options, at least since the PS4 and Xbox One.
I still don't see Gears and Halo making the hop. I do think Microsoft will try to hold on a
Yeah,
little long. I think Gears will go eventually, but I do think they'll try to hold Halo for as long as they can.
I think in a power move, they will for sure keep Halo. Honestly, I could almost see them at some point with Doom doing so well. I could almost see them probably trying to do that with like a Doom multiplayer of some sort.
Yeah. I forget Doom. I forget they own Doom now too, don't they?
Yeah, they own just about everything at this
Shit.
point.
At this point, when you own everything, like why not put everything everywhere?
Yeah, well, like there's not a reason. I mean, there's a reason why they wanted Call of Duty so bad. Like, remember back when Activision and was it Infinity Ward, when they were like, "Oh, we favorite Xbox more, so we're gonna get you an early release. We're gonna get you this DLC first and all that."
Well, they had the they had that deal throughout the
Yeah, and then
360's lifespan, and then it jumped to PS4.
yep, and now they're like, "Oh, fuck that. We're gonna buy you so that it doesn't happen again." And Sony
Yeah,
was like, no, 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 you can't do that.
yeah,
We
but
like it."
Is Call of Duty? I mean, I guess it's still very popular, but I mean, is
It
Call of Duty
is.
selling like it used to?
No, but like that was like, I think Xbox or Microsoft was just like, no, 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 no. You don't get to just make a deal and then leave us.
You're
You're gonna
ours
come back
now.
and kiss me on the lips.
Get over here. Get on over here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was always the direction it was heading in. Now all the annoying kids from high school and college that were like, I hear Gears of War is going to be on the PS3. Those assholes are finally right. I'm the asshole that was like, what guys? It always bugged me because back then in that era of gaming, it was. Do you not understand how rights and like license like? Do you not understand how rights work and like rights owners and like Microsoft owns the rights to this game, so there's no chance they own this IP. They're not putting it out, and now like here we are, 15 years later. And it's like, nah, well, actually, you're the asshole.
Not only that, but now we're also getting to the point where it's like, well, the Xbox versus Sony wars. Like, oh well, shit. I guess how do you look at it? Yeah, Sony won the console,
Wars.
but
Nobody won the console wars. We're all dead.
well, yeah, that too. But it's just like, how do you like? Yes, success like console wise, PlayStation just has a more successful run, I guess. But Xbox, as far as like future proofing themselves, they've solidified it. Like, I'm sorry, Sony is. If you had to tell me it's either Sony with their console surviving or Xbox with the Game Pass surviving, I actually have to pick Game Pass at this point because it's outperformed every single time. I don't think they've had a bad quarter since
I just I don't
Inception almost.
I just don't know how these companies don't look back at like the successes of the PS2 and the Xbox 360 and like don't see that like the root of the popularity of those two things was the amount of games on them, the options,
Mhm.
PlayStation 2 had a long life. Xbox 360 had Xbox Live Arcade and had like all these different things they were trying. And then you get through these last two generations, it's like, where are the games, bro? They're like, well, and people will be like, well, man, the consoles they just aren't selling. And I'm always like, well, the games you're just not making them. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing in like movies. Like you'll hear like that the box office is down for a year, but there were like X amount less movies than the last year, and you're like, well, they're like, you're not
That's
making movies.
yeah.
You're not putting like they're like, man, we couldn't do it, man. There was the box office turnout. Well, yeah, the box office turnout from you assholes not making movies. Like, why are we putting like you act like the consumer has moved on? No, you have moved on. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, it's too expensive. Oh yeah, no shit, it's too expensive. Maybe actually sit down and run your you do the same thing you tell us every year. Sit down, maybe rerun your finances. Maybe don't go to Starbucks every day and get a coffee.
You know, maybe you don't need to. Maybe you don't need to give that bonus to that CEO. Maybe you could pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah,
Maybe your CEO
suck
doesn't
it
need
up.
to fly in from Seattle to LA or whatever the fuck it is. That someone, I think speaking of Starbucks, I think it's the Starbucks CEO that
I
flies
think
in
it
from
is.
one
Yeah,
place to the other. Maybe you don't need to do that. Maybe you
yeah,
cut
like
back. Maybe you cut back,
yeah.
bud.
I'm sorry. What has your CEO done besides just sit there and gloat? Nothing. Oh yeah, maybe we should get rid of that asshole.
Oh,
Go.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe stop funding AI stuff that isn't really churning
No.
out the stuff that you need. Hmm?
No.
Hmm?
AI is the future. AI is going to take over all of our jobs, Nick. We need
May-
it.
Maybe you don't need another acquisition. Maybe you don't need another acquisition.
For the people who are like, AI is not going to take our jobs, motherfucker, they're training it to do everything. It's going to take your job, and they're going to, why is no one buying our products? Because you fired everybody because you made AI.
Hey, buddy, maybe finish that first acquisition before you do another one, buddy. Hmm? Hmm? Hey, champ. Hey, champ. Oh, I've got a. Oh, hell yeah, I've got a hard drive pitch after this.
Oh, there you go. There you
Two school bullies down on their luck fused together.
go. God
fused.
damn it, that's good.
I'll have to reword it a little bit, but
No, but I
yeah,
get what you're going for. That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
So maybe like rich kid school bullies fused together in attempt to survive. Ooh, baby. I'm gonna write that down. Rich kid bullies. Yeah, this is the future we live in, folks. Get used to it. Master Chief coming to Tubi. Tubi. He's coming to Tubi. He's coming to your Engage. Actually, he might have
On
already
your-
been on Engage.
I think he was. Coming to a Fire Stick near you.
Fire, stick it up your ass. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Was that actually successful? I didn't really hear much about it once it happened, but
The Engage?
no. Well, obviously, Engage was a failure. I'm talking about a Game Pass on the Fire Stick.
I haven't seen it. I don't think it's a thing.
Thought it was a thing.
I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna look it up real quick.
You look it up, but hey, I'm gonna move on in the show. Josh, you got a meme for us?
Oh, I certainly do.
Me time.
All right, what you
It
got
is
here?
available. It is available on Amazon Fire Stick TV through the Xbox app.
But then you're playing with your phone, or I guess you can Bluetooth your controller to your TV or whatever. I don't know. It's too much. It's too much work.
We'll look at it later. But yeah, so it's a I reused this one, but it was really good. It's the office where Pam comes up to Michael and goes, "Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture," and it's of the RTX 4090 eBay postings, and at the bottom it's an AI, Sunny from iRobot, going, "They're the same picture."
I do love it. I do love it. But you know what? I also pulled a meme today.
He did. It was a funny one. I will give it to him.
I didn't make this meme, but I found it. Somebody posted about it. It was from the Asmongold subreddit. I'm not on that subreddit. I'm not a chud. But it was after the Xbox news came out. And it's I forget what these characters are called. Are they Chads and not Chad, whatever they are? I forget what they're
Yeah,
called.
I forgot what they're called, but I know.
If anyone listening knows what these characters are called, please let us know. But it's a PS5 with a beanie on, and it's a lady caressing the PS5's neck, and she's looking back at a nerdy looking guy who is standing in for the Xbox. And she's looking back, and she represents Microsoft developers. And above her head, it says, "Are you sure?" And the Xbox back in the chair is like, "Yes." And so he's about to watch. He's about to watch.
his girl get cuckolded.
He's about to be the cuck, right?
Yeah, he's about to be the cuck.
I'm learning this internet stuff. I just thought it was funny because anytime I see these characters, I'm always like, these are probably people posting these are probably like the biggest neck beards, but this is a really good one.
Between that and the Asmongold post of what's the point of owning an Xbox anymore?
Oh,
It's
dude, spelling on the internet is
It's
non-existent.
awful.
I
But
have
it's just
to
like,
half the fucking Reddit post I'll scroll and like I'll be like, that word is spelled wrong. That's not a fucking sentence. I don't know what I get what you're trying to say, but you're a fucking idiot.
I just laugh at that. Like, I mean, you're not wrong in the sense of like, well, what's the point of like buying a new console? Like, yeah, if you were to say that, but owning an Xbox anymore, there's still games that aren't on the Game Pass that are only available on Xbox. Like, I'm sorry, like that's still going to be a thing. It's just going to be very rare.
They're all, I mean, they're still, but any game that's coming to that Xbox is also on the PC Game Pass. And let's just say I'll be playing Avowed day one, buddy boy. And the Xbox One X looks like a mini fridge.
It's okay, old girl.
All right, last segment of the show. It's a quick one tonight because we've got homework. We got to do our homework. But the Xbox news, Xbox is getting cucked, as the internet says. And I thought it'd be a good chance for us to, rattle off some old Xbox IP that is laying dormant that, could use a good night with the PS5. And I've got one right here, Josh. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Crimson Skies. It's been 20 plus years. For those who don't know, Crimson Skies was the original Xbox title. And it was like a sci-fi playing game that just played really fucking good. Bring it to the PS5. It's just amazing. Imagine how amazing that game would look on a PS5. Or just a modern console in general.
Okay, I got one for you.
All right, let's hear it.
Bring Conquer.
Conquer, get the rare stuff. You know what? Now that they're like pushing more stuff out to other consoles, getting rare's stuff onto the Switch and the Switch and the Switch 2 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
I mean, think about it, because technically we only had Bad Fur Day, which then there was Live and Reloaded, which was just not modernization, but like you brought Bad Fur Day, but you also gave us the multiplayer, which was probably one of the funnest multiplayers out there at the time.
Good, stupid fun. Just stupid fun. It's a good one.
That's the shit we need.
I think in that same vein, you got to bring Blinks up. You got a platformer. Astrobot has proven that platformers are coming back. They're coming back, baby. They're back. Get Blinks. I don't know if Blinks 2 was any good, but at least remaster that first one. Put it out on modern day consoles. Come on, get it in the Game Pass. What are you doing?
Good are you at math?
How good am I at math?
Yeah.
I'm okay. Not if there's not too many numbers.
Are you good at geometry?
Does Microsoft own this? I don't know if Microsoft owns Geometry Wars.
They own Geometry Wars.
Really?
Yep.
The fact that I think the first and third one are on Steam and not the second one is kind of a crime. Yeah. But there's no reason.
I think the second one was like the first one was like good. The second one is by far better than 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, 3 was just a weird afterthought.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Because they don't really, Microsoft doesn't really own anything from the Xbox Live Arcade days. Those were all just like publishing deals. Splinter Cell's Ubisoft's. Cameo. I know we already mentioned rare stuff, but Cameo. You remember Cameo? Do you remember Cameo, Josh?
I do remember Cameo.
Cameo was a kind of like a platformer where you could change into different creatures and the creatures would help you like platform around. You could change into like a Yeti who would use ice spikes to like climb the wall, turn into a flower for combat. Yeah. I think once again, platformers are in. That one was a fun little 360 launch title. Do it.
Honestly, I on top of like we need more, I need more arena shooters. I need Quake.
You need Quake?
I need some more Quake.
They should do. I mean, they recently put out like a newer version of Quake 2, I believe.
Yeah,
that was on Game Pass.
I think they released that in 23. But even then, like I want some new Quake. I don't want this old. They're gonna bring it over to the Game Pass. No, I want do shit.
I'm scraping the barrel here. Dormant, Xbox. I mean, Banjo Kazoo. Again, more rares. Like, I think we could just say rare in general. Just
Yeah.
bring all the fucking rare shit. See, even these fucking idiots on this fucking Reddit thing I'm on don't even know. Like, one person was like, Jade Empire. It's like, well, you fucking idiot. That's not theirs. Here's this. Another person was condemned. Condemned? No, that's not fucking theirs, dumbass.
Damn it.
And I'm not even gonna mention the spelling errors on here, Josh. Not even gonna do it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Pillars of Eternity. I want a sequel.
Okay. Hey, I got another one that you forgot about. You forgot it existed, but do you need a cozy game, Josh?
Are you gonna tell me Hydro Thunder?
Do you need a cozy game?
Sure. What
Do you need a cozy game, Josh?
Lay it on me. What do you got?
Maybe you should play some Viva Pinata.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a fun one too.
That was a fun one.
Oh,
This idiot said
Nicholas.
fucking Chronicles of Riddick. They don't own it, dipshit.
Nicholas.
It's not their IP, man. What? What do you got?
We need a fighter.
Boom.
We
boom,
need some more
boom,
Killer Instinct.
boom, 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 boom. And you can get more ridiculous with it. You can put fucking Kratos in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy. Ooh, you can put Nathan Drake. I don't know why you'd put Nathan Drake in it, but you can put Nathan
Fuck it,
Drake
let's
in it.
do it.
Put Joel in it. He's got a fucking golf club sticking out his head. Josh, I just thought of one that I'm surprised you haven't said yet.
Play it.
Lost Odyssey. You died a little
We
bit.
need a sequel. We do need a sequel
You died a little bit.
or a prequel. I'll even take a prequel at that point.
I'm going to say no to Brute Force. Not Brute Force. I'm going to say no to Crackdown. I don't know if they own Brute Force. That was one that made me think of doing this last. Brute Force.
I think they own Brute Force.
Brute Force, who was this? So it was only on Xbox, but it might have been like a third-party developer, Digital Anvil. I mean, it was published by them, so maybe they own the rights. Who knows? Digital Anvil still around? No, no,
I don't think so.
no. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, they they put out 3 games and then they disappeared. Wait, what? What's this? Hartman, the studio head of Digital Anvil at the time of its closure, was moved from Austin to Redmond as head of Turn 10 Studios. So they've got people who've worked on Brute Force. Do you remember Brute Force, Josh?
I mean, the name sounds familiar. I'd probably have to see it.
This was the
more. Oh,
multiplayer
yeah.
shooter. One of your characters was a giant lizard. But
What
it's
other
different from a game I'm thinking. Do you remember? So XPlay did a review for a game where you could put a corkscrew in the world and turn the map upside down, and the enemies would fall off the world. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what you're talking about? What game is that?
Oh, I don't think that's a Microsoft. I don't think that's their IP, but fuck, I would play that game in a heartbeat.
I do remember Brute Force.
You do remember Brute Force?
Yeah, because weren't they like not them, but wasn't someone making fun of it, going, "Oh, it's basically just Dino Crisis"?
Basically.
Yeah.
But I remember it being pretty fun. Titanfall not owned by Microsoft, you fucking idiots. Once again. Ori's another one. Though I think that might be Moon Studios thing, but I also think the guy...
Oh, it's Ori. That's them.
I think the guy who runs Moon Studios kind of a Nazi. Or not Nazi, but kind of a pain in the butt. You know what? I think they might own Quantum Break. Because I don't think they
own it, but I think they have the exclusive rights for.
I don't think Remedy, because Remedy hasn't done it. Like they have the guy who played the guy from Quantum Break in Alan Wake 2, but I don't think they've made any Quantum Break references. So that makes me think maybe they can't. Because if they could, I think they would have mentioned him by now.
Either that, or they're trying to still trying to blend in the universe or the worlds, because we've only gotten Control / Alan Wake technically more. Yeah, we got a little bit of Quantum Break, but not enough to be oh yeah, it's definitely tied in the same world.
Here's one that wasn't originally theirs, but now that they own Activision, I think it is theirs. I want to double check this. The Suffering.
Ooh,
They made 2 of those games, right?
pretty sure they did.
The Suffering. Let's see, The Suffering. It was published by never mind, Midway Games. Never mind. I for sure thought that was an Activision title. Fusion Frenzy, sure, why not?
Um,
Blue Dragon's another one. That was an Xbox exclusive.
but that
That
would be a
that might have
fucking
been a
fun
publishing deal though. That might have been publishing deal more than anything.
Honestly, that is one of the like between that and Lost Odyssey were the reasons why I was like, dude, I need to get an Xbox. I want to go back and play those because those are so much fun.
I mean, I do think the right answer was the first one I said, Crimson Skies.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And then maybe Sunset Overdrive. Like, if you're putting it out on PlayStation, maybe do a thing where like, hey, Insomniac, are you tired of making Marvel things yet? Here's your IP. Go wild. Put it out on everything.
Honestly, we could also see maybe another Tenchu.
True. They're already doing a new Fable. I'm sure that'll come everywhere. Chrome Hounds, I don't think that was theirs. And I'm sure I'm saying...
Actually, at this point, why not a Crackdown, but that's more geared towards the like multiplayer instead of it being like a single player. Now that it would be available.
I don't know about the Crackdown of it all, man. Like, that first game was fine. Those other two just couldn't help themselves.
I liked 2.
Here, well,
3 I could give 2 shits about.
To finish out the show, we're going to find out the name of this game. It's a Corkscrew game where you flip planet with corkscrew. Game where you flip planet with corkscrew. Occupy Mars? No. Dude, they don't know either. Here, you know what I'm going to do? All X-Play reviews. Oh, cool. Someone made a playlist on YouTube. Battlefront 2, Force Unleashed, Sonic Unleashed, Shadow, Sonic, God Hand, Enter the Matrix. I'm going to keep going until I see it. Man, there's a lot of X. Man, that's a late Red Steel. That was a very late X-Play review. Are you looking too?
Yeah.
As soon as I see it, I'll know. Ooh, Drake of the 99 Dragons. I forgot about that one. No More Heroes, E.T. I forgot about the Space Channel 5 one. They dressed up Morgan Webb like ooh la la. Beautiful Joe. Oh, I had another. I pitched this previously for Hard Drive. I might pitch it again. And it's We Found the One Non-Problematic X-Play Review. Because if you go back and listen to some of these X-Play reviews, it's like, oh no, they said that. Oh no.
Although I honestly I love X-Play. Like, honestly, the bit that gets me every fucking time is the making not making fun. They're doing like a turn-based RPG, and they end up finding like a toaster and shit, and Adam fucking gets destroyed.
Man, I do miss this age of X-Play. This was the good stuff. Dungeon Siege, no, come on. We are gonna find this. We are gonna close out the show with us finding this game. Blood Rain 2 is not looking good for me because
It wasn't a Ratchet and Clank, was it?
No. Sonic. Dude, I don't think they have it. Oh wait, okay. Ooh, I scrolled down all the way and then it loaded some more. Oh wow, I forgot they reviewed the Orange Box. Sims, Metroid Prime 2. They reviewed every Prime. They only did a 2-minute review of Metroid Prime. Holy shit. Keep looking, Josh. We're gonna find it. Not the tennis games, not Battalion Wars. Oh, this is top podcasting stuff right here. I remember the Soul Calibur review. I'm going to save this one. I want to watch this Gears of War review later. There was a Desperate Housewives video game that they reviewed. Dude, they might not have it. Okay, I feel like I'm getting close. I feel like I'm in that era when it was reviewed. Indigo Prophecy, Wing Island, Prison Tycoon. Man, they reviewed a lot of Tycoon games. Dude, I don't think it's here.
God, I can even kind of see it in my head right now, and it's gonna bother me.
Because there's a guy that looks like a mole rat and everything. You remember that?
I don't remember that. Was he the main guy? No, that was like a sidekick, right?
Right. Oh man, we are about to. I'm scrolling through this whole thing. How many videos are in this? 564 videos, and I'm halfway through. No. Not Mind Jack. Not The Last Remnant. Black Dice Kim Possible. Man, they reviewed a shit ton of games, man. I didn't think they were around to review this many games. Darkest of Days, that was a terrible video game. My God. I'm about to give up, Josh. We might just have to inform the people next week when we find out off show.
I think that's what we're gonna have to do
That's what we're
because it's
gonna have
gonna
to do.
bother me. You know what? I'm gonna have to stay up all night looking for it now.
I'm gonna find it. Don't you worry. I'm gonna find it. But I did promise some news at the top of the show. Hey, March is Yu-Gi-Oh month. That's right. We're doing Yu-Gi-Oh. We're gonna do a Yu-Gi-Oh month. We're gonna have some special episodes, some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and it'll all end with a big all-out duel between me and Josh after having built some decks. No Exodia. I said no Exodia. It's not happening. No.
He did. I told him if it's gonna let me, I'm gonna do all Exodia pieces, and he's just gonna fucking die immediately.
Josh is like, oops, all Exodia.
Oh no.
Oh no, how'd all these Exodia pieces get in my deck? Oh no. But no, that'll be so Yu-Gi-Oh! We're gonna call it Yu-Gi-Oh! March. Josh, I have a name for it.
All right, I'm ready.
March of the Cards.
Oh god damn it.
March of the
good.
Cards. March of the Cards. That's right. March for Smashing Game Time is Yu-Gi-Oh! Month. We're calling it March of the Cards. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. We're not buying packs and opening them. We're not doing that. We're not those whores. We're not those internet hookers that buy cards and open them online. We're not doing it. But yeah, that's in March. I said I was gonna stop, but I'm still scrolling over here. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn back. Here I am. I'm not looking anymore. Here are my hands. I'm gonna keep my hands up the rest of the show. Everybody, that's the end of the show. If you want to find me, you can find me on bluesky@nickkaufman.com. You can also find me I'm still on X, that Kaufman for now. I am also on Twitch and YouTube at NickFatKnight. Gotta remember my Twitch password. I don't remember. I need to I need to log in, and I can't remember my password. But I'll get there. You can also find me. I've got reviews on Game Chronicles. I've got satire pieces up on Hard Drive Magazine, which is hard-drive .net. There it is. I'm gonna have, by the time you hear this, I should have a piece up about Ted Mosby being a piece of shit. Yeah, How I Met Your Mother's Ted Mosby. So go check that stuff out. And Josh, where can people find you?
Armed and Dangerous.
Armed and Dangerous. The game is Armed and Dangerous. Oh my god.
You know the words I used to finally figure it out?
Wow, how'd you find out?
Topsy-turvy weapon video games. And literally the first video comes up, Topsy-turvy bomb, and then IGN has a article for it.
The next question is it on Steam? That'll be the question.
I'm so glad I found that though, because those would have drove me nuts.
I was seriously, after we got off the call, I was going to continue to scroll and look for it. Armed and Dangerous. Oh, wait a minute. Dude, I think it's on Steam.
It is.
Holy, wait, this is not it.
Yeah, it is. Look at it. I just watched the video.
Oh, it is. Wow, that game looks rough.
Yeah.
It does, like, the trailer doesn't even play full screen. But the reviews are very positive. So that means I have to try it. How much is it on Steam?
I can worry about it.
$6.
$5.99. Yep. You can probably find it cheaper elsewhere, if we're gonna be honest. But
probably gotta check it out. Oh my god, I'm having flashbacks to it. Josh, where can people find you now that you found Arm and Dangerous?
You can find me anywhere and everywhere at I'm Josh Saying.
I'm Josh Saying. Then as always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song Hunt Him Down. You can find his SoundCloud in the show notes. I've also, by the way, my sketch comedy album is coming out. Nick Nax, I've got 2 singles out for that. Just look for Nick Kaufman on SoundCloud, and you will find my 2 lead singles, which are Grandma Porn and Protecting the Youth Part 1. Both smashing, hilarious successes. Everybody's heard them except for you, so get the fuck over there. Go listen with your grandma. I'd listen with mine, but she's dead. Both of them dead. And they're watching me from below and saying, "Oh, that boy."
Yep.
That boy, he can't help himself. He can't help himself sometimes. And hey, Smashing Game Time anywhere you get your podcast. Find us wherever. Go look. Remember, fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. We don't fuck with those machines. And we do have smashinggametime.com. That's where this podcast lives. That's where we have words living. Josh, are you going to write an article? I thought you were going to write an article.
Yes, I'm gonna write another one. I'll have it out by next week.
What's this one about?
I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around a couple ideas. I'm gonna leave it up to like build suspense. I don't know exactly yet. I'll let you know.
Do you think you're going to do one for your homework?
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'll do. Yeah, actually, I'll do 2 then. I'll have 2 out.
We'll see. Let's stick to one for right now. You've got the whole month to think about your homework.
I'm trying to do better. I'm gonna be better this year.
I know you are, Joshua. I know it. We all know it. Hey, everybody. This has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.